Mark, what did you like best about your team's approach from the very outset tonight and the way that you guys pretty much just handled business throughout the game?
Yeah, I thought we were sharp, both ends of the floor, especially in the first half, and then into the third. And I thought the guys down the stretch gave good effort. They were gassed, but I really was impressed with the way we went. You can only control what you can, and I thought we played to our standard tonight. You don't want to form bad habits in a game where the score gets away from you like this, and we didn't do that. We got better tonight with the game, so the guys did a great job, really mature approach.
Myers?
He had 40 paint points in the first half alone. I mean, Lopez and Giannis being, I guess, some of that, but still, that's really good.
Yeah, I thought, again, we played with pretty good intent in the first half of the game. We really were sharp on both ends of the floor. We kind of played our game, played to our standards, built good habits, played together on both ends of the floor, and I thought that was a reflection of that.
I know they didn't have their main guys. It looked like they did some stuff at the top of the key, some screening and stuff that really kind of forced your defense to make some decisions.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing with their main guys being out, I do think it's worth noting, like they're in Portland, then they travel to San Antonio on that trip. They go up, play home game against Memphis, and come back down here on a back-to-back. I can understand why they sat those guys. I think it's still a byproduct of the in-season tournament. It condenses both sides of the schedule on the outside of that. So tough game, but much different team, without those guys. And they were much more movement-oriented and faster in the first half, and that's why I was impressed. I thought we really kind of calibrated to the game. We didn't know exactly what the game was going to feel like because they don't play with that crew very often. And I thought the guys, were in their pocket. We had good pursuits. We were in our spots. They executed really well.
Oos's box score was obviously loud today, but what did you see from him?
It's really less about today for me with Oos. It's more, he had an injury. He came back. He was a little rusty. He went to the Blue in his third year. This is the third year he's touched the Blue program. Didn't say a word about it. Just put his head down, got to work, got himself back in rhythm, in game form, and up to his baseline, and then has built on that in his minutes since then. So I thought tonight was a byproduct of that body of work. He's capable of nights like this. We've seen him do that before, but he deserves a lot of credit for the track that it took to get him there. It's a very professional approach.
Mark, you mentioned that the way the Bucks scheduled over the past week and because of the ramifications of the Cup, how wild it is. Just I don't know if we ever asked you, but do you have any strong opinion on the 82-game season and whether it should be reconfigured to less games or what other ideas might have been proposed?
No, I just think you have to. It's less about me having takes on it. It's more about being able to contextualize a game like this where they're just, sitting a bunch of players, understanding, if you're in their shoes and you look at the schedule that they had coming into this game and the schedule they have coming out of it, nobody's walking the ball up the floor in the NBA anymore. These are fast games, and the schedule stacks up. We have a really condensed schedule. We were fortunate tonight to take care of business and keep the minutes where we kept them because if you look at our schedule going into All-Star break, we got 7 more games in a very short period of time. And like I said, it's less about the 82 to me. It's more the Cup. That week condenses everything around it, and teams are still trying to work their way out of that.
I do want to ask about Adam Flagler because it does feel like he's had a few opportunities like this in late games, and that's a guy that clearly can score in the G League and loves to shoot and can shoot. It just feels like he's maybe had bad luck sometimes when he's been inserted. What do you tell a guy like that when he, gets inserted late and he goes 1 for 10?
Well, he's working on a small sample in the NBA minutes, which is why the Blue's so important. And we evaluate players in totality, So what you guys see in the last 12 minutes of the game is not what we see. We see him in high-minute workouts. We see him do his work every day. We watch the Blue games. And his body work, all those guys' body work is really good. I was really impressed with Dylan Jones tonight. I thought his approach tonight coming off of his Blue assignment was exactly, how we wanted him to approach the game. He's much sharper and more fundamental than he was a month ago. So those guys do a good work. Flags does good work. I do think those guys were exhausted. I'm playing those guys 12 minutes. Doc and I both called timeouts in the first 4 minutes, so they go 7 straight minutes down the stretch with no subs and no stoppages. That's hard to do. So I'd chalk some of that up to fatigue as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.